Yes, dear students, now this is Dr. Utkarsha Thakre, and let us continue the same chapter, that is photosynthesis. In the last lecture, we have seen about the concept of photosynthesis, the key structure, key organelle which is involved in the photosynthesis, that is the key organ is, it is chloroplast. Now, today in this lecture, we will see the mechanism of photosynthesis. Now, photosynthesis, as you know well, is a redox reaction. And this photosynthesis, the mechanism of photosynthesis was demonstrated by Van Nile in 1931. Actually, he was a microbiologist and he was studying the food synthesis in case of food synthesizing bacteria like purple bacteria and green sulfur bacteria. And when he was studying the food synthesis process seen in case of the sulfur bacteria. He came across the fact that these bacteria, when they synthesize food, they use out sulfur. Just like in case of plant, O2 is released as a byproduct of photosynthesis when they photosynthesize. And when these green bacteria, sulfur bacteria and purple sulfur bacteria, they synthesize food, they give out sulfur. He has Carlos Linnaeus came to know that when the photosynthesis, especially the light-dependent reaction in the photosynthesis occurs, what happens? The hydrogen from the suitable oxidable compound reduces the carbon into carbohydrates. He came to the conclusion that the yes, the range is not there. Yes. So there is some hydrogen donor which reduces the CO2 into carbohydrates. Even in case of the something went wrong. Even in case of sulfur bacteria. He summarized the reaction of photosynthesis in case of sulfur bacteria as twice H2O plus H2A plus CO2 forms twice A, which sets free with the formation of carbohydrates in the form of CH2O and water. Here he symbolically used twice H2A, where twice H2A is a symbolic hydrogen donor. This hydrogen donor may be H2S as he noted in case of sulfur bacteria, or it may be H2O as seen in case of green photosynthetic plant, or anything else. Whatever the hydrogen donor may be, that hydrogen donor along with CO2, hydrogen donor along with CO2, what went there? Where is the cursor? I will take the pointer so that, yes. So this hydrogen donor, when combines with CO2, the hydrogen from the hydrogen donor reduces CO2 into carbohydrates and its allied component sets free along with the formation of water. Say for example, in case of plant, in place of this H2A, that is symbolic hydrogen donor, if water is used, means twice H2O plus CO2 forms O2 plus CH2O plus H2O. अशा पद्धतीने रिएक्शन त्या ठिकाणी होते. आणि बॅक्टेरियाज मध्ये H2A च्या ऐवजी H2S वापरा, ट्वाइस H2S प्लस CO2 फ्लॉम्स ट्वाइस S2, या ठिकाणी सल्फर बाहेर पडेल along with the formation of carbohydrates and water molecule. So ultimately, Van Nile proved that there is some certain hydrogen donor when the hydrogen donor and carbon CO2 they react together, there is formation of carbohydrate along with the release of a certain substance which is the component of this hydrogen donor. If it is sulfur, sulfur sets free. If it is oxygen, then oxygen sets free. For example, in case of water, it is oxygen. In case of H2S, it is sulfur. So this was firstly noted by Van Nile, and it was demonstrated through the experiment by Van Nile in 1931. In his mechanism, he tells that when 6CO2 plus sulfur, what happens during the photosynthesis in bacteria, sulfur bacteria? The sulfur bacteria, they use H2S instead of H2O. So CO2, 6CO2 plus 12 H2S, there is formation of carbohydrates in the form of glucose, C6H12O6, along with the release of water molecule and sulfur sets free. So from this mechanism, which he observed in case of bacteria, he came to the conclusion, or he postulated that in case of plant, in place of H2S, might be there is use of water. So the source of O2 in case of plants might be water and not CO2. And he demonstrated the overall reaction of photosynthesis as 6CO2 plus 12H2O forms glucose plus 6H2O and 6O2, which comes from H2O. So this was the demonstration given by, or this was the postulation which was proposed by Van Nile. Afterwards, Ruben and Kamen, they carried a confirmatory experiment and made it confirm that the O2 which is released during photosynthesis comes from H2O and not from CO2. हे जसं या ठिकाणी बॅक्टेरिया सल्फर बॅक्टेरियाचं एक्झाम्पल देऊन व्हॅन नाईलनी सांगितलं, तसंच रुबेन आणि कामननी एक आयसोटोप वापरले ऑक्सिजनचा heavy isotope. They use heavy isotope of oxygen O18 and they proved that it is H2O which is responsible for release of O2 during photosynthesis as a byproduct, and CO2 get reduced to carbohydrate using the hydrogen which is removed through the photolysis of water. And for that, what they did, they used the heavy isotope of oxygen O18. How we'll see in the next plate. What Ruben and Kamen did, they used the O18 isotope once for in H2O and second time in CO2. पहिल्यांदा सेट तयार केला त्यांनी, त्याच्यामध्ये CO2 नॉर्मल घेतला आणि H2O मधला हायड्रोजन हेवी आयसोटोप असलेला घेतला. And they came to the they found that the glucose showed normal oxygen in its composition. H2O also showed normal composition in its composition, but only oxygen showed the heavy isotope O18. And since it matched with the heavy isotope of water, they Ruben and Kamen came to the conclusion that it is H2O which gives out O2 during photosynthesis. They for reconfirmation, they use in the next setup, they use the isotopic form of carbon heavy isotope of oxygen O18 with CO2, and they used normal oxygen in H2O, and they found that the glucose showed the heavy isotope of oxygen in C6H12O6 along with the water. Glucose and water both showed heavy isotope O18, while oxygen, which is released, showed normal oxygen. Once again, it is reconfirmed that it is CO2 which get reduced into carbohydrate, and it is H2O which is responsible for release of O2 during photosynthesis. This is the Ruben and Kamen's experiment, where it is confirmed that the source of O2 in photosynthesis is H2O and not CO2. Now the next is photoexcitation. The second thing which occurs during photosynthesis, it is photoexcitation of chlorophyll A. What is photoexcitation of chlorophyll A? Photos means light and excitation, of chlorophyll A. You know it well, the chlorophylls are the pigment which are responsible for absorption of solar energy and conversion it into chemical energy. When this chlorophyll A or chlorophyll receives photon of energy from sun, खूप ऊर्जा त्यांना मिळते आणि ते काय होतात, ते एक्साइट होतात. They get excited since they receive photon of energy. So when the chlorophyll receives photon of energy, they get excited. Since they get excited, they emit. Now in the ground state, the electron is in the inner orbit. Now when they get excited, they expel the energy rich electron to the next orbit. And this is called as excited state of chlorophyll A, which shows that the electron has been transferred to the high energy level or high energy orbit. So the second orbit. From first orbit, it is transported to second orbit. So this is the excited state of chlorophyll A. Then the high energetic electron, it is expelled from the orbit, given out, it is expelled. And this electron then pass through a series of cytochrome, that is electron acceptor, and releases its energy. इलेक्ट्रॉन मध्ये जी ऊर्जा आहे, जी क्लोरोफिल कडनं इलेक्ट्रॉन कडे गेलेली आहे, ती ऊर्जा इलेक्ट्रॉन कॅरियर थ्रू डिस्ट्रीब्यूट करत करत electron pass होतो through a series of cytochrome, and when it gives out its energy to the cytochromes during its transfer from one cytochrome to other cytochrome, the energy which is released, it is used in the synthesis of ATP. So it is one of the function of light that it carries. It is responsible for excitation of chlorophyll A and indirectly for synthesis of ATP. Because due to photoexcitation of chlorophyll A, chlorophyll get charged, they get excited, they emit the energy-rich electron. The energy-rich electron, when it is expelled from the chlorophyll A, it get ionized, it becomes positively charged, it becomes unstable, and this electron which is expelled, it passes through a series of cytochromes, release energy. That energy released from the electron, it is used for the synthesis of ATP. This is the whole process of photoexcitation which is responsible for synthesis of ATP. Okay. Now, next thing which occurs during the light phase, that is the Hill reaction, that is photolysis of water. रॉबर्ट हिलनी सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा फोटोलिसिस किंवा वॉटर फोटोलिसिस डेमॉन्स्ट्रेट केलं. And that the reaction of photolysis of water is referred as Hill reaction, since it was firstly demonstrated by Robert Hill in 1937 through an experiment. The experiment is referred as Hill experiment, and the reaction known as Hill's reaction. It is nothing but the photolysis of water. Hill's reaction is nothing but photolysis of water. For the demonstration of photolysis of water, what he did, he made CO2 free water. You know it well that CO2 is found in dissolved condition in water. First of all, he prepared such a water which is CO2 free. Now the water is without CO2. Then he added isolated chloroplast in it. The CO2 free water by tani suspend केलं chlorophyll pigments ला. He added chlorophyll in it, and then he added ferricyanide as an electron acceptor and exposed the complete experimental setup to light or sunlight. He illuminated it असं म्हटलेलं आहे. Illuminated means he subjected it to light. ते प्रकाशामध्ये ठेवलं. काय काय केलं त्याने? He made a CO2 free water, added chlorophyll pigment, added ferricyanide as electron acceptor, and then exposed it to sunlight. After some time, he found that the ferricyanide reduced to ferrocyanide. Ferricyanide reduction झाला ferrocyanide मध्ये due to the photolysis of water, and this reaction is called as Hill's reaction. त्याच्यानुसार when the water, when it is exposed to sunlight in presence of chlorophyll, it splits into H positive and OH negative ion. That is, protons are produced and hydroxyl ions, they emit electron along with the release of O2. And the protons which are released, they are used by the hydrogen acceptor, that is NADP, and it reduced to NADPH. While electrons, they pass through the series of cytochrome and O2 is released as a gas. This was the ultimate conclusion drawn by Hill's reaction, or Robert Hill. According to Robert Hill, in photosynthesis, oxygen is released from water. Through the photolysis of water, it is released, that it is a CO2 free water. So there is no question that the O2 released is from CO2. CO2 नाही आहे, त्याच्यामुळे O2 तरी पण O2 बाहेर पडला. याचा अर्थ काय झाला? H2O is a source of release of oxygen. So this way he proved that during photosynthesis, oxygen is released from water. Secondly, he proved that the electrons which are released through the photolysis of water from hydroxyl ion, they are responsible for reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates. हे जे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बाहेर पडतात ते इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्ट रिसीव्ह करतो NADP, आणि मग तो NADPH हा जो बाहेर पडतो, NADPH रिड्युसिंग पॉवर, ती CO2 चं रिडक्शन कार्बोहायड्रेट्स मध्ये करते. These are the conclusions by Hill reaction. नंतर कुठला तरी त्याने काय म्हटलं, रॉबर्ट हिलने, की कोणीतरी इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्टर हा इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्ट करतो आणि मग तो इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्टर CO2 ला कार्बोहायड्रेट्स मध्ये कन्वर्ट करतो. मग तो इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्टर साधारणपणे प्लांट सेल मध्ये कुठला असतो ते सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा ऑर्नॉनने सांगितलं. ऑर्नॉनने 1954 मध्ये 37 मध्ये हा एक्सपेरिमेंट रॉबर्ट हिलने केला आणि सांगितलं की O2 is released from water and electron which are released, they are accepted by any hydrogen acceptor, and that hydrogen acceptor when get reduced, the reducing power is used for reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates. मग आता ही रिड्युसिंग पॉवर कुठली आहे ते सगळ्यात पहिल्यांदा ऑर्नॉनने सांगितलं, की जेव्हा CO2 ऍबसेंट असतो, वॉटरचं फोटोलिसिस होतं, तर त्या ठिकाणी जो हायड्रोजन acceptor असतो, that is NADP is a hydrogen acceptor in the plant. The hydrogen which is released, this hydrogen, it is used by NADP, and NADP is converted into NADPH plus H, that is NADPH2. So NADPH2 मध्ये convert होतो. Electron pass through the series of cytochrome and form ATP, and O2 is released as a gas. अशा पद्धतीने ती रिएक्शन होते. हेच कोणी सांगितलं? अर्नॉनने. So according to Arnon, when photolysis occurs, the same way the photolysis occurs, H positive ions are given out, 2 electrons are given out, water, O2 is also given out. The H positive ions are accepted by NADP and it is converted into NADPH2. Electron pass through the series of cytochrome and form ATP, and O2 is released as a gas. रॉबर्ट हिलने हे सगळं सांगितलं, फक्त हा इलेक्ट्रॉन असेप्टर, हायड्रोजन असेप्टर कोण आहे हे सांगितलं होतं. तो हायड्रोजन असेप्टर NADPच आहे हे कोणी सांगितलं? अर्नॉनने सांगितलं. So this is about the Hill reaction. Then, as per the modern concept, photosynthesis is a redox reaction, means it is oxidation reduction reaction. How it is a oxidation reduction reaction? The water molecule are split and electrons and protons are produced along with the formation of O2 gas. These electrons and protons are transferred to CO2 and produce the sugar. Actually, the protons are accepted by NADP, forms NADPH2. Electrons ultimately form ATP, and that ATP and NADPH2 are helpful in the reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates. Okay. Now, how the now the same redox reaction we'll see in the overall reaction. In the overall reaction, what we state that 6 CO2 plus 12 H2O form glucose plus 6 H2O plus O2 released as a gas. Now, when here the 12 molecule of H2O, they are responsible for release of O2. Okay. So this reduction, or this according to the Hill's reaction, it is H2O which is responsible for release of O2. This is the oxidation process. This is a oxidation process as told by Hill. ती कशी घडते हे आपण पाहिलं की H2O चं splitting होतं in presence of light, then into H2, H positive, OH negative ion, then H positive ions, they are accepted by NADP and the electrons pass through the cytochromes and O2 is released as a gas. आपण हिल रिएक्शन मध्ये ते बघितलं नुकतंच. So via as stated or as postulated by Robert Hill, through the oxidation of H2O, O2 is released. So it is a photochemical phase and it occurs in presence of light. Therefore, it is a photochemical phase or light reaction. And this photochemical phase or light reaction where H2O gives out O2 is a oxidation process. Secondly, the CO2 converts into carbohydrates. The conversion of CO2 into carbohydrates or reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates, it is a reduction process. It need not require light. Therefore, it is called as dark reaction. It was firstly noted by Blackman. Therefore, it is also called as Blackman's reaction or biochemical phase. In this way, photosynthesis is a redox reaction. You can see here in the overall equation. काय म्हटलं आपण? Water splits and O2 is released. We have seen in the Hill reaction. It needs water, therefore called as photochemical phase, or it is also called as light phase. So it is the oxidation where H2O responsible for release of O2. Secondly, CO2 is reduced into carbohydrates in the form of glucose. This did not require light, therefore it is called as light independent reaction, that is dark reaction. Since it is firstly noted by Blackman, it is called as Blackman's reaction or it is called as biochemical reaction. In this way, here we can see that there is reduction of CO2 into carbohydrate and there is oxidation of H2O into oxygen. Therefore, now it is clear that photosynthesis is a redox reaction. आता आपण redox reaction बघितल्यावर तुम्हाला एक छोटासा प्रश्न आहे इथे. During light reaction, light reaction of photosynthesis. आता light reaction म्हणजे photolysis of water डोक्यासमोर आणायचं. How many photons are required for the evolution of one oxygen? एक O2 बाहेर पडण्याकरता किती ऑक्सिजनची गरज असते? लगेच इमिडिएट घेतल्यानंतर आपण एमसीक्यू घेणारच होतो, पण हा लगेच घेतला कारण फोटोलिसिस तुम्हाला शिकवलं तर तुम्हाला हा यायला पाहिजे. आता फोटोलिसिस पण डिटेल मध्ये बघितलं आपण. किती यायला पाहिजे? 6, 4, 8 or 2? What should be the answer? The answer is 4. Now how? See. Photolysis of water होता है, H2O splits into 2 protons plus 2 electron plus half O2. जर एक वॉटर मॉलिक्यूल वापरला तर आपल्याला हाफ O2 मिळतो. We want oxygen as a gas complete molecule. Complete molecule मिळवायचा असेल तर हा हाफचा 1 करायचा असेल तर H2O ला ट्वाइस नाही. आपण बॅलन्स करू इक्वेशन. सो इक्वेशन बॅलन्सिंग करता आपण काय करू? ट्वाइस H2O प्लस 4H पॉझिटिव्ह 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन प्लस 1 O2. म्हणजेच एक अख्खा O2 मिळवण्याकरता 2 वॉटर मॉलिक्यूलचं फोटोलिसिस व्हायला पाहिजे. इट नीड्स 2 water molecule to split and to produce 4 protons. एक वॉटर मॉलिक्यूलचं फोटोलिसिस झालं तर फक्त 2च प्रोटॉन मिळतात आणि हा फोटो तयार होतो. प्रश्नामध्ये काय विचारलेलं आहे? 1 O2 मॉलिक्यूल. 1 O2 मॉलिक्यूल मिळालं तर 4 प्रोटॉन आपल्याला लागतील. आणि किती मॉलिक्यूलचं फोटोलिसिस व्हायला पाहिजे? 2 वॉटर मॉलिक्यूलचं फोटोलिसिस व्हायला पाहिजे. आता हे तुम्ही चांगलं लक्षात ठेवा की आता 2 वॉटर मॉलिक्यूलला किती, एका वॉटर मॉलिक्यूलला किती, ह्याच्यावरनं तुम्हाला लक्षात ठेवायचं. हे आपण फोटोलिसिस आता बघितलं होतं, पण आपल्याला कधी कधी क्लिक होत नाही. म्हणजे त्याच रिएक्शनला आपण डिफरंट वेनी विचार करत नाही. सो यू हॅव टू थिंक इन डिफरंट वे ऑल्सो वेन वी आर प्रिपेरिंग फॉर नीट. Now during light reaction, which events occur? We have already studied. One event which occur, it is the photolysis of water. H2O splits into H2 and O2. O2 is released as a gas. H2 is used as a reducing power for conversion of CO2 into carbohydrates. That is what the photolysis of water. So during a light phase, the light energy is converted into chemical energy. लाईट एनर्जी म्हणजे सोलार एनर्जी, म्हणजे सनलाईट. हा सनलाईट वापरला जातो म्हणजे काय, ह्या वॉटरचं सनलाईट काय करतो की स्प्लिट करतो वॉटरला, त्याला म्हणतो आपण फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर. and through ionization ultimately it emits oxygen. आता आपण recent previous slide la how by photolysis O2 is given out that we have seen. So through the photolysis of water oxygen is given out and the light energy is converted into chemical energy. How? Not only O2 is released, electrons are also released. O2 जेव्हा release होते तेव्हा electrons पण बाहेर पडतात. The electron pass through the series of cytochrome and release energy. That energy is used in this for the synthesis of ATP, and thus chemical energy is produced in the form of ATP. And the H positive ions which are given out, they are used by NADP, and NADP is converted into NADPH or NADPH2. In this way, in the light phase, the light energy is converted into chemical energy, which ultimately forms the assimilatory power in the form of ATP and NADPH2. This is one important event which occurs during the light reaction. Secondly, the second event which occurs during light reaction is a photolysis of water. Sorry, photolysis we have seen is a photoexcitation of chlorophyll A. Means the chlorophyll A get excited because of light. When this chlorophyll A, at normal state, the chlorophyll A shows electron in its first orbit. Okay. Now this chlorophyll A at ground state shows electron at first orbit. It is a stable ground state electron, chlorophyll A. When it receives photon of energy from sun, हा chlorophyll stable ground state chlorophyll जेव्हा energy solar energy absorb करतो. आता सोलार एनर्जी आहे ती, आता एनर्जी ऍब्सॉर्ब केली की काय होईल, आपण भरपूर खाल्लं की आपल्याला फार ऊर्जावान वाटतं, इथे ना उड्या टाकू की तिथे उड्या टाकू. तसंच कुठलाही मॉलिक्युल जेव्हा एनर्जी रिसीव्ह करतो, इट गेट एक्साइटेड. सो क्लोरोफिल ए ऑल्सो व्हेन रिसीव्स photon of energy from light, it get excited and emits this electron from the first orbit to the next. It emits the energy rich electron to the next orbit. This is called as excited state of chlorophyll A. And the energy rich electron from this excited chlorophyll A is then expelled out from chlorophyll A. जेव्हा chlorophyll A हा electron बाहेर टाकते, that time it get positively charged. It donates electron, so it becomes positively charged, and now it is called as ionized chlorophyll A. This is the ionized state of chlorophyll. This is called as photoexcitation of chlorophyll A. And what happens with this chlorophyll A, which is expelled from chlorophyll electron, which is expelled from chlorophyll A? This electron then pass through a series of cytochrome, lose energy, and the energy which is given out by this energy-rich electron is used for the synthesis of ATP. So indirectly, photoexcitation of chlorophyll A is responsible for synthesis of ATP. And when it gives out electron, it becomes positively charged, means it is now in ionized state. Now whether it remains in the ionized state forever, no. When the light source is turned off, जेव्हा light source बंद होतो, त्यावेळेला हा energy electron rapidly comes to the normal or low orbit. तो लगेच लो ऑर्बिटला येतो and to come to its normal position, that is stable condition, that is called as ground state. एक तर तो हाय एनर्जी इलेक्ट्रॉन नेक्स्ट ऑर्बिटला जातो, इथून एकतर तो एक्सपेल होतो पास थ्रू सायटोक्रोम्स, और the light source is turned off, it once again brought back to the first orbit and means it comes to the ground state. So this is about the two events, important event which occurs during the light phase of photosynthesis. That is, one is photolysis of water, second is photoexcitation of chlorophyll A. Now द फोटो एक्सायटेशन ऑफ क्लोरोफिल ए मध्ये आपण हे बघितलं की क्लोरोफिल ए सगळं काही करतो, तो रिस्पॉन्सिबल आहे एटीपी सिंथेसिसला. सो इट इज कॉल्ड एज रिएक्शन सेंटर. दिस क्लोरोफिल ए इज कॉल्ड एज रिएक्शन center. Now, why it is called as reaction center and what is its role? That we'll see. The concept of reaction center. Now, every photosystem, म्हणजे photosystem म्हणजे काय? So many chlorophyll molecules come together and assemble together and absorb light energy, and ultimately chlorophyll A convert that light energy into chemical energy. Okay. Now these light absorbing pigments, where they are present? They are present in the thylakoid membrane of which is present in the granum. Thylakoids are present in the granum. So in the thylakoid membrane, different chlorophyll pigments are present. Near about 200 to 250 plus chlorophyll pigments, they are assembled. They form a photosystem. This assemblage of chlorophyll pigment in the thylakoid membrane is called as photosystems. So near about 200 to 50 chlorophyll pigment, they come together and form a photosystem. Now this cluster of chlorophyll pigments consist of chlorophylls as well as accessory pigment in the form of carotenoids. These cluster contain a special chlorophyll molecule called as P680 or P700. Now here the P stands for a pigment and 680, 700 are the wavelengths. It indicates the wavelength at which this pigment shows maximum absorption. P680 means the pigment show maximum absorption at 680 nm wavelength. P700 means the pigment shows absorption at 700 nm. या वेवलेंथला पिगमेंट सगळ्यात जास्त लाईट ऍब्सॉर्प्शन दाखवतो. हा याचा अर्थ झाला. And these special chlorophyll molecule act as a reaction center in this cluster of chlorophylls. त्यांना reaction center असं म्हणायचं. Why they are called as reaction center or photocenter? Because these are the molecules which have a capacity to convert the solar energy which is absorbed by different accessory pigments and chlorophylls to convert it into chemical energy. फक्त ह्या आणि ह्या रिएक्शन सेंटर मध्येच ही कॅपॅसिटी असते की ह्या सगळ्या लाईट ऍब्सॉर्बिंग पिगमेंटनी जे काय लाईट एनर्जी ऍब्सॉर्ब केलेली आहे त्याचं कन्व्हर्शन केमिकल एनर्जी मध्ये करणं. ही कॅपॅसिटी फक्त आणि फक्त या रिएक्शन सेंटर मध्ये विच मे बी P680 और P700 याच्यामध्येच ही कॅपॅसिटी असते. सो दिस मॉलिक्युल्स, special chlorophyll molecules P680 or P700 are the chlorophyll A molecules which are responsible for conversion of solar energy into chemical energy. Therefore, these molecules are called as reaction centers or photocenters. While the pigments which are responsible for absorption and collection of solar energy, they are called as accessory pigments. They harvest the solar energy and pass it to the reaction center. हे ह्या accessory pigments मध्ये ही कॅपॅसिटी नसते की ते सोलार एनर्जीचं कन्व्हर्शन केमिकल एनर्जी मध्ये करते. They just absorb the solar energy and shift it to, transfer it to the reaction center, and then reaction center then convert it into chemical energy. So these pigments are called as the pigment. They just collect or harvest the solar energy, shift it to the chlorophyll A or special chlorophyll A, that is the reaction center. They are called as light harvesting pigments or antennae pigments or antennae molecules. Which are they? They are chlorophyll B, then carotenes, xanthophyll. All these are the antennae pigments in the photosystems. And chlorophyll A of the capacity P680 or P700 are the antennae pigment or reaction center of the photosystems. So in this way, the accessory pigment function to absorb light energy and transmit it to the reaction center, while the reaction center convert that light energy or photochemical through the photochemical process, convert that light energy into the chemical energy. This is about the concept of reaction center. Now photosystems. You know it well that there are two different photosystems. photosystem 1 and photosystem 2. And where they are located? They are located in, since the photosystem are made up of different chlorophyll pigments, and we know well the chlorophyll pigments are present in the thylakoid membrane. So the photosystems are also located in the thylakoid membrane. See here the thylakoid membrane, and these are the photosystems, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2, which are present in the double layered lipid membrane of the thylakoid. अशा प्रकारे thylakoid membrane मध्ये photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 located असतात. Each photosystem, whether it is a photosystem 1 or photosystem 2, they have their own light harvesting pigments and reaction center. प्रत्येक फोटोसिस्टमचा, ते फोटोसिस्टम 1 असो की फोटोसिस्टम 2 असो, त्याचा स्वतःचे लाईट हार्वेस्टिंग पिगमेंट असतात, म्हणजे क्लोरोफिल बी, कॅरोटीन, झॅन्थोफिल एटसेट्रा, and reaction center chlorophyll A of a specific capacity P700 or P680. Okay, and these protons, the photons absorb anywhere in the harvesting zone. That is the, you can say, the range of 360 to 730 nm. ही जो रेंज आहे ऍब्सॉर्प्शन स्पेक्ट्रम व्हिजिबल लाईटचा, त्या स्पेक्ट्रम मधला कुठल्याही झोन मधनं, हार्वेस्टिंग झोन मधनं हे जे पिगमेंट, हार्वेस्टिंग पिगमेंट लाईट ऍब्सॉर्ब करतात, हार्वेस्ट करतात, and pass it to the reaction center. That reaction center may be P680 or it may be P700. In case of photosystem 1, the reaction center is photosystem 1, it is P700, and in case of photosystem 2, it is P680. Reaction center जो असतो तो photosystem 2 चा P680 असतो, आणि photosystem 1 चा तो P700 असतो. तर अशा एखादी फोटोसिस्टम कशी तयार होते, तर फोटोसिस्टम समजा PS1 चा विचार केला आपण. इन केस ऑफ PS1, इट कन्सिस्ट ऑफ its own for harvesting pigment as chlorophyll B, chlorophyll A also harvest, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenoids, and like carotene, xanthophyll, etc. They absorb the solar energy. आताचा रिएक्शन सेंटर P680 आहे फोटोसिस्टम 2 चा. तर P680 जर रिएक्शन सेंटर असेल तर त्या ठिकाणी हार्वेस्टिंग मॉलिक्यूल, इट विल कलेक्ट द सोलार एनर्जी from the harvesting molecule, which collect the solar energy from the wavelength P680 or the wavelength lesser to or below 680 nm. 680 nm पेक्षा कमी वेवलेंथ असलेल्या रिजन मधनं किंवा 680 nm ला जे लाईट हार्वेस्टिंग पिगमेंट लाईट हार्वेस्ट करतात त्यांच्याकडनं हार्वेस्टेड लाईट हा P680 ला कलेक्ट होतो. So in PS2, the harvested light from light harvested at P680 nm and the wavelength below 680 nm is collected to the reaction center P680, and then the reaction P680 convert it into chemical energy in the form of ATP and NADP, PH2. Okay, so together with P680, all the harvesting pigment form the photosystem 2. And how the photosystem 1 is produced? Photosystem 1 consists of all the different types of harvesting, light harvesting pigment like chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, carotenes, xanthophyll, and reaction center P700 forms the photosystem 1, and it collects the solar energy from the wavelength P700 and the wavelength below P700 nm, and light harvested, it funneled or it is collected to P700 as a reaction center, and then the P700 then convert it into chlorophyll A with the capacity P700, convert it into the chemical energy. In this way, photosystem 1 and photosystem 2 are produced in the thylakoid membrane. Now we'll see the photosystems. Now photosystem 2. Photosystem second, as we have seen, the reaction center is P700. 680. PS1 चा 700. P680 is the reaction center of photosystem 2. Now the photosystem 2 जी आहे, it brings about the photolysis of water and it is responsible for release of oxygen. Photosystem 2 जो thylakoid membrane मध्ये असतो, it is responsible for photolysis of water, and we have seen how photolysis of water occurs. We'll see it once again, how photolysis of water occurs. Now here once again we'll see the photolysis of water, how it occurs. Now, so the photosystem 2 is responsible for photolysis of water and release of oxygen. PS2 absorb a photon of energy. Electrons are released. The electrons released from release and the chlorophyll A molecule get oxidized. The electron emitted by the reaction center, that is P680, are ultimately trapped by the reaction center of photosystem 1. आता photosystem 1 चा जो reaction center कोणता आहे, P680. मग हा जेव्हा फोटॉन ऑफ एनर्जी रिसीव्ह करतो, गेट एक्साइट होतो, एनर्जी रिच इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर टाकतो. याच्या P680 पासून जो एनर्जी रिच इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडतो, तर तो पुन्हा येऊन P680 ला मिळत नाही. तो कोण रिसीव्ह करतो, P700. म्हणजे फोटोसिस्टम 2 चा जो रिएक्शन सेंटर आहे तो त्याला रिसीव्ह करतो, गेट स्टॅबिलाइज. And the P680 of photosystem 2, it remains अनस्टेबल, कारण त्याला स्वतःचा इलेक्ट्रॉन तर मिळाला नसतो. मग स्वतःला पुन्हा स्टेबल होण्याकरता इलेक्ट्रॉनची गरज असते, आणि ती गरज भागवण्याकरता म्हणून मग P680 ब्रिंग्स अबाउट फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर. आणि फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर मधनं जो इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडतो, तो इलेक्ट्रॉनचा वापर करून मग PS2 चा जो रिएक्शन सेंटर आहे तो स्वतःला स्टॅबिलाइज करून. दिस इज द रिझन व्हाय PS2 इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर. कळलं का काय रिझन आहे, की फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर घडून आणतो PS2 चा रिएक्शन सेंटर कोणता, P680. मग P680 पासून जो इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडतो, तो इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडला की हा अनस्टेबल होईल. गेट ह्याचा क्लोरोफिल ए आयोनाइज स्टेट मध्ये राहतो, अनस्टेबल राहतो. आणि याच्यापासून जो इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडतो तो कोण रिसीव्ह करतो, इट इज रिसीव्ड बाय द रिएक्शन सेंटर ऑफ PS1, आणि PS1 स्वतः स्टेबलाइज होऊन जातो. मग आता प्रश्न राहतो फोटोसिस्टम 2 च्या रिएक्शन सेंटरचा, की तो आयोनाइज स्टेट मध्ये आहे, त्याने इलेक्ट्रॉन डोनेट केलाय, म्हणजे तो पॉझिटिव्हली चार्ज आहे आता, पण तो स्टेबलाइज ग्राउंड स्टेटला आला पाहिजे, तो स्टेबलाइज झाला पाहिजे. मग तो स्टेबलाइज होण्याकरता त्याला पुन्हा इलेक्ट्रॉन मिळाला पाहिजे. सो टू गेट दॅट इलेक्ट्रॉन, इट कॅरीज it conducts the photolysis of water. When photolysis of water occurs, H positive and OH negative ions are produced. OH negative ions lose electron, and that electron which is given from hydroxyl ion, it is then received by the reaction center of PS2, and thus the chlorophyll of PS2 gets stabilized. So in this way, system 2 is responsible for photolysis of water. Then this hydroxyl ion form H2O and O2, which is released as a gas, and the overall reaction appear as 4H2O plus twice H2O. Single O2 molecule is given along with the formation of 4H positive and 4 electrons. Okay, this is about the photosystem 2. And photosystem 1, what is ते बघण्याच्या अगोदर थोडं आपण बघू की याच्यामध्ये एटीपी पण तयार होतात, नुसती O2 बाहेर पडतो असं नाही, तर एटीपी तयार होतात. मी तुम्हाला सांगितलं की बाबा जे इलेक्ट्रॉन्स बाहेर पडतात, ते पास थ्रू अ सिरीज ऑफ सायटोक्रोम अँड दे फॉर्म द एटीपी. दॅट इज वन वे. ते सायक्लिक अँड नॉन सायक्लिक फोटोफॉस्फोरिलेशन मध्ये आपण बघू. अनदर वे हाऊ द एटीपीज आर प्रोड्यूस्ड, it can be demonstrated by chemoosmotic hypothesis or proton pump. According to this hypothesis, the oxygen which is given out as a byproduct during the photosynthesis, that we know well. How when water splits into H positive and OH negative ion, OH negative releases its negative charge by donation of electron, and the electron pass through a series of cytochrome. While the protons which left behind, proton जे बाहेर पडतात, ते प्रोटॉन they get accumulated here into the, हे सगळं कुठे होत आहे, तर हे थायलाकॉइड मध्ये. ओके, तर when photolysis of water occur in the photosystem 2, आपण आताच पाहिलं की photosystem 2 मध्ये photolysis of water घडून येतं. इलेक्ट्रॉन बाहेर पडतात, ते पास थ्रू अ सिरीज ऑफ सायटोक्रोम. हा इलेक्ट्रॉन गेला सायटोक्रोम मधनं पास होण्याकरता. प्रोटॉन्स जे बाहेर पडले, the proton they get accumulated in the lumen of the thylakoid. Thylakoidच्या lumen मध्ये हे concentrate होतात. They get accumulated over here the inside the lumen. Then they try to get out of this thylakoid into the stroma. So they try to diffuse across this membrane of thylakoid membrane. So the H-positive ion, they want to pass through the thylakoid membrane and get into the stroma. So when these H-positive ions or protons, they form a proton gradient inside the lumen, they want to pass through the through the thylakoid membrane against the proton gradient. And when they diffuse across the thylakoid membrane into the stroma against this H positive ion concentration, they use out some energy, and that energy is used for the synthesis of ATP. This is the another way of synthesis of ATP. A, through the electron transfer ATP is produced. Secondly, through the proton pump. How? The protons, they get accumulated in the lumen of thylakoid. There is formation of proton gradient inside the lumen. The energy released by the proton, it is used in the synthesis of ATP. आता proton energy केव्हा release करतात? When the proton try to pass into the stroma across this membrane, thylakoid membrane. When the protons want to diffuse across this thylakoid membrane against the proton gradient, energy is released by the proton. Energy is released by the proton. And this energy release is used for the synthesis of ATP. So in this way, through the proton gradient, which is produced inside the lumen of the thylakoid, that also helped in the synthesis of ATP. These are the two sources how ATPs are synthesized, via through the electron transfer and through the proton pump. Now last is the photosystem 1, then we will stop. At the photosystem 1, we know it well that the reaction center is P700. कशी तयार होते photosystem 1? It consists of the light harvesting pigment, chlorophyll A, chlorophyll B, then carotenes, xanthophyll. Okay, and the reaction center असतो P7, chlorophyll A with the capacity P700. What is mean by P700? The chlorophyll A absorb the light of wavelength 700 nm. Most absorption, maximum absorption takes place at wavelength 700 nm. Okay, and when the chlorophyll A, the reaction center of photosystem 1, absorb the solar energy, it get excited, it emits energy rich electron, and this energy rich electron, which is emitted by the reaction center, passes through a series of cytochromes, and ultimately it reaches to the NADP into the photosystem 1. It is electron acceptor. Pyridoxine पहिल्यांदा accept करतो, नंतर NADP accept करतो. आता NADP in presence of enzyme NADP reductase, when receives electron, it becomes negatively charged. And this negatively charged NADP जेव्हा हा इलेक्ट्रॉन थ्रू सायटोक्रोम सिस्टीम मध्ये येणारा इलेक्ट्रॉन तो रिसीव्ह करेल, तो कसा होईल? निगेटिव्हली चार्ज होईल. आता हा निगेटिव्हली चार्ज NADP फोटोलिसिस ऑफ वॉटर मधनं जे H पॉझिटिव्ह आयन्स प्रोटॉन्स बाहेर पडले, स्ट्रोमा मध्ये आले, त्या प्रोटॉन्स सोबत कंबाईन होतो and forms the NADPH2. So it receives proton which are generated through the splitting of water. And NADP, when receives the proton from photolysis of water, converted into NADPH plus H, म्हणजे NADPH2. Okay, and this NADPH or NADPH2 is used as a reducing power for the reduction of CO2 into carbohydrates during the dark reaction. आणि म्हणून हे NADPH इट इज कॉल्ड ॲज रिड्युसिंग पॉवर. NADPH आणि ATP इलेक्ट्रॉन जनरेशन मध्ये तयार होतात. ते दोघांना मिळून आपण रिड्युसिंग, NADPH ला रिड्युसिंग पॉवर म्हणतात आणि ATP ला एनर्जी सोर्स म्हणतात. टुगेदर दे आर कॉल्ड ॲज एसिमिलेटरी पॉवर. NADPH अँड ATP दे आर कॉल्ड ॲसिमिलेटरी पॉवर. ॲसिमिलेटरी पॉवर का म्हणायचं, कारण ते CO2 चं ॲसिमिलेशन करतात, कन्व्हर्शन करतात CO2 इंटू कार्बोहायड्रेट्स, म्हणून त्यांना ॲसिमिलेटरी पॉवर म्हणायचं. मग ॲसिमिलेटरी पॉवर म्हटलं तर NADPH2 आणि ATP दोन्ही आले. आणि NADPH2 म्हटलं तर फक्त रिड्युसिंग पॉवर, कारण NADPH2 इज रिस्पॉन्सिबल फॉर रिडक्शन ऑफ CO2 इंटू कार्बोहायड्रेट्स. अँड ATP इज युज्ड ॲज अ एनर्जी सोर्स. ही रिॲक्शन घडून येण्याकरता जी एनर्जी लागते तो एनर्जी सोर्स म्हणून ATP वापरला जातो. आणि ह्या दोघांच्या मदतीने CO2 चं ॲसिमिलेशन होतं, म्हणून ह्या दोघांना आपण ॲसिमिलेटरी पॉवर म्हणतो. Where ATP is an energy source and NADPH is a reducing power of the cell. Now here we will stop, and in next lecture we will see the okay, we will see the light reaction or photolysis of water, no, photophosphorylation. Okay, thank you very much.